Right. Let's see. Have we got anybody there either on YouTube or Facebook, just so that I can check that everything's working as it should be? If you happen to be able just to give me a wave in the comments or a quick comment just to let me know that everything is working. You can see and hear. That would be wonderful. Oh, Beverly, thank you very much. That's great to know that YouTube is doing what it should. This is such fantastic bit of kit that I'm using here. So we just wait just to confirm that Facebook is also receiving loud and clear, and then we can get going. So if anybody's just joined on Facebook, if you could just give me a wave just to let me know that everything's working. Great. Oh, Jane, thank you. That's wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to hang on here for another little minute or so, just to allow other people to join before we get going. So we can use this time, well, just next half a minute or so, just to settle yourselves, find somewhere comfortable. Maybe just focus on your breathing. Don't try and influence it in any way. Just give yourself time to be and settle. Oh, my mic seems to be doing something funny here. Let's try and sort that out before we get going. There we go. All right. Welcome to you all. I'm just so delighted that you've joined me for this, my 4th live energy healing session. And whether you're watching or listening live or on catch up, I'm just delighted you're here. My intention is that you will experience at least one positive benefit from the session, whether live or on catch up. Now, I know that we've had and still do have this theme of balancing fear and feeling calmer as an overall theme for these sessions up to and including today's. But today, I have to say, I am very aware of people feeling wobbly on different levels. So I have in my intention for this session as well, if that applies to you and you're feeling wobbly, this session is a Wobbly Week 4 session. And so for those of you who've never worked with me before, let me just quickly explain so that you know what to expect as the session unfolds. I chat through the sessions. You don't have to do anything. And I try and explain as best I can the things that I'm aware of as they come up, because it's your session and I think it's interesting for you to know, but try not to get too hung up on any particular item, although some may resonate more with you than others, obviously. Everything that comes up in a neutral way to be balanced so that you feel easier. This is what I'm playing with as an intention as the session unfolds. Okay. Was there anything else I needed to say before we get going? I don't think so. So what I will do now is I will just calm my mind down, and then we'll just start and see what unfolds. Actually, I just need a quick drink before we start. I've been talking too much. All right, so just I'll just calm my mind down and just get comfortable. Take a few nice breaths just to bring yourself into the current space of being. So I'm just going to reiterate, as seems to be popping into my awareness, this session will be working to balance fear, and with the intention of feeling calmer, but also very much of working with this sense of jitteriness, of real sort of nervousness, I think, is the best word as well. Now, as I've just said, I'm just going to repeat. My intention is that you all experience at least one benefit from the session, whether you're with me now live or experience this on catch up. Okay, so maybe just take a bigger breath. Or two. I think a couple might be a good idea to start us off. Okay, so the first thing I'm aware of is the throat chakra. We have these energy centers in the body, and they each have different aspects of us that they are involved with. Now, the throat is involved with communication, self-expression, and giving. Now, there's around this awareness of the throat chakra is there's concern, there's worry about speaking your truth. And this is connecting to the stomach. Now, in Chinese medicine, the stomach is, well, obviously it's to do with digestion. So we have the physical side, but it's also to do with, in the bigger picture, of digestion of life. And this is all connecting into this sense of uncertainty, this sense of nervousness, of jitteriness. And we have the diaphragm coming in to the session as well. You know, the diaphragm's a bit like, the shoulders, and it can hang on to tension, it can hang on to stuff. And so when it comes up in a session, it's really with a view to allowing some of that tension to release so that you have a better range of movement with the diaphragm. Now, this has a massive knock-on on many different levels. You know, the first obvious thing is that you will be able to take bigger breaths so that you are better oxygenated throughout your body, every cell in your body. But also with these deeper breaths, you'll be able to give, you will naturally anyway be giving the organs in your abdomen a better massage, which helps them to function well. So there are many different many benefits from releasing tension from the diaphragm. It's particularly around the back of the diaphragm, and I'm now being drawn to the central nervous system and the peripheral. So it's your entire nervous system. It's the spinal column. It's the nerves that feed the rest of the body. Yeah, and there's just a sense of agitation. I think what's happening here, often the first few things that come up in a session, in a way, it's like setting the scene, and then the session evolves, and whatever was the issue or whatever was being focused on at the start of the session then is worked on and feels easier by the end. That's often how these things work, and I think that's what's happening here with this sense of the jitteriness, but it's to do with this lack of control that is such a big thing for us anyway in normal circumstances, let alone this strange period that we find ourselves in now. So very small things can really help. That consciousness of bringing your attention to your breath, of just watching the breath without trying to influence it at all. Don't try and make it longer or shorter or anything. Just watch it, and you're enabling this fabulous trick really to happen, which is the fact that when you focus on the breath, you're not focusing on anything else, because our brains can only think about, focus on one thing at a time. And so by focusing on the breath, which you can do anytime, anywhere, you're giving yourself a break. It's like you're resetting yourself. You're pressing that internal reset button. And so when you come away from focusing on the breath, there's a freshness of in your general state, in your mind, in your emotions. Everything has it's like starting again, and it can be a relief, and it's such a simple thing. So this is coming into the session. I know it came into one of the earlier sessions as well, but I talk about the breath a lot. I'm a big it's something that comes up a lot in my sessions. There's a focus now just generally on the digestive system and on the intestines, and very much this consciousness of holding and letting go, and consciousness of letting go of the things that you have no control over, the things that you can't control. If you can let go of wanting to try and control those things, it's a very freeing thing to be able to do. So the energy of this is coming. It's permission to let go of the things that you can't control. So the phrase is, I give myself permission to let go of things I can't control. And then we've got grounding. Now, when I'm talking about grounding in sessions, we produce excess positive charge in the body, and the ground, the earth, naturally releases negative charge. So when we make contact with our bare feet on the ground, we are neutralizing that positive charge that we have in the body. So I'm bringing the energy of that into the sessions. You know, if you're able to get out and physically have your feet on the grass, I don't know, wherever you happen to be. Tarmac won't work because the oil blocks it. However, concrete, the beach, the mud, grass, all of these things, particularly if they're slightly damp, are great conductors. And so we can neutralize. So you can physically play with that yourself as you want to, if you're able to. But anyway, I'm bringing the energy of this into the session. I'm also now linking into the ventricles. Now we have 4 sacs of fluid in the brain, and these are called the ventricles. And when they come up, and the excess positive charge from the brain, it gets dumped into the ventricles. So when they come up in a session, it's with a view to allowing that excess to release, to discharge. So that's why they've come up. And now there's a focus on the flow of the cerebral spinal fluid around the brain and spinal column to hydrate, remove cell debris. And there's a sense of calm actually now associated with that awareness. And this sense of calm is coming from this awareness of grounding. And we have a focus on circulation of the blood and lymph. So we have the sort of concept of recycling the used up bits of old cells, of boosting the immune system. The spleen is coming in, which is all to do with the immune system. And worry and anxiety, so that's actually balancing out that as well. And then we have the root chakra. Now, this is another of these energy centers, the first one, which is located at the very base of your spine. And it's all to do with your foundations in life. And this is very much seems to be connecting in my awareness to this sense of grounding, to feeling grounded, rooted, calm, balanced. Left right balance in the body is, you know, if you, like as I am now, are standing, you know, you'd feel like physically everything just felt easy and balanced and calm. And that was also reflected emotionally and mentally as well. Okay, it's just back to this awareness of grounding. And then to the heart chakra, the heart field. With a consciousness of self-acceptance. And we have various pairs of points in the body that help each other out. And we've got one of these pairings coming up now. It's the mouth to the navel. And then we've got liver energy coming up. So this is all to do with frustration. And then grounding again. And awareness of the back and the spine and the shoulders. And a releasing of tension from the tissue. And if you have any awareness of any tension in the body, just take your attention to that area and imagine that you're breathing into that area, and on the out breath that you're releasing tension from that area. And that releasing works its way down through the body and out through the feet. So we've got this sense of grounding. I have a sense also of the lumbar spine. So we have a dual thing going on here with an awareness of flexibility and tension, actually, I think is the it's to do with the current state of feeling boxed in, not so we've got this concept of flexibility now, and up to the heart chakra again. And again, a focus on self-acceptance. And then we've got a sense of vision, how you're perceiving things, consciousness of greater clarity of perception from what you see in the outside world and what you're seeing in your own internal world as well. And we also have the brow chakra, this energy center, which is all to do with your insight and your intuition. And this is all connecting with self-acceptance, all of this. It's all to do with consciousness of releasing the control of things that you can't control. And allowing a gentler, softer state of being. And again, we've got a gentle sense of grounding coming in. I'm just holding the space while all of this settles. Now we've got light coming into the session, so it's like a bright light coming in from above. And light, when it comes into my sessions, to me always represents healing and potential. And this sense of light is flooding down through your whole body, into every cell. Connecting with the photons within you, which are light producers. And then again, we've got grounding. Actually, that's the end of today's session. So, I'd just like to thank you very much indeed for taking time out of your day to join me for this session. I really hope that you find it useful, whether you're watching live or watching or listening on catch up. Do invite others to come and find my sessions if you think they might like them and benefit from them, that they might be interested in giving them a go. If you'd like to book a session with me, just please go to my website, amandaweller.com, and you'll be able to get in touch with me there. And I think that's about it, really. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.